When God wanted to help me to be conscious of my heart, the first thing that happened to me that was my Toyota Camry was stolen. That's it. There are strange things that God, in Lagos, in Surulere, there are strange things that God will allow into your life because he wants you to awake in your heart. He said, so you allowed them, they stole the Camry. And before they stole the Camry, I had a dream. 3 days before they stole the Camry. And I saw that they stole the Camry. Then a preacher, one of our fathers, came to me in that dream and said, don't look for it. So I told my wife, this is a dream I had. 3 days later, they stole our Camry. My wife started trying to communicate with all the police. I said, hey, you know what? I believe my dream. Go and sit down. Hey, no, we have to. Then I had risen a little in the oil industry, and I could buy a car with my monthly salary. I could buy a car. I will still have a lot of more money left for us to survive. And then the great one now came to me and said, you will not buy a car. Start using the yellow buses of Lagos to work. So I said, okay, maybe for 6 months or it was for 7 years. Yes. There was no name they did not give me in the office. That I was a Jew. I hop on it. Now I was trying to find out. May the Lord give you understanding. I was trying to find out, okay, I'm here. That was when God will no longer speak to me at home, no matter how I pray. When I just enter the yellow buses, he'll start speaking. He'll start speaking. Sometimes I'm so consumed that I pass the place I'm supposed to drop. Most of the iconic revelations I have preached came from the yellow bus. For 7 years, I began to become acquainted with him that is in secret. I never knew. There was no way I could be taught to know what I started to experience. That became my power. Oh, to find God now is easy. I know where he is. I know how to check that chamber. I will find him. I will find him. I will find him. So it doesn't matter the storm that comes. I know what I have in that place. I will not allow it to affect it, because that's where my strength is found. It took 7 years of training for me to understand what I'm sharing with you today. I hop on the buses. First of all, the reason why he chose the yellow buses was that no, that just your status in society is a blindfold. In many cases, it even affects the way you seek God, your desperation for God. So he wanted to kill that ego, kill that pride. A proud man can never track the movements of God in the secret. So he said, go into the buses. Use the buses. Somebody came to visit me at home, and I said, hey, it's office time, I have something. So the person escorted me. Then I hopped on the I was in Surulere, so you need to hop on keke. They'll take you to, then, so I hopped on one keke. The person was ashamed for me. But I was enjoying. At that time, I'd already started enjoying the process. And I knew what God was teaching me. He taught me for 7 years. That's when I stopped being a hypocrite. Trying to pray without your heart. Speaking in tongues without listening. And prayer becomes a monologue instead of a dialogue. That's when I began to maximize access to God. If you are intentional about the matter I'm talking about, hey, it was still in that chamber when I was supposed to become a manager. 2 weeks to the exam that would have made me a manager. Still in that chamber. It says, it's time for you to resign. You see, but I practiced it for so long that I know it. Imagine I was at the jetty.